What's going on, everyone? So listen, whether you're married or whether you're single and dating, it's always a good idea to have a plan for your date night. It's also a good idea to, of course, put in some effort and make a great impression on the person that you're gonna go out with. And again, this applies to all my married friends and to all my single friends out there. And everything I'm gonna talk about today in this video, anybody can use to make a great impression. We all know that making a great impression on your date, especially if it's your first date, can be a little bit nerve-wracking, right? But with some proper preparation, you can put your best foot forward and make sure that your date feels comfortable and also excited to get to know you better. And if you're married, this might be an opportunity to rekindle and spark some things that maybe you forgot to make a priority. And really quick, if you're new here, I'm John, and the entire premise around this YouTube channel is to help prove that you're never too old and it's never too late to make a change in your life or start something new, and I'm glad you're here. All right, first and foremost, it's incredibly important to be punctual. And of course, this means arriving on time or maybe even just a few minutes early. Now, I would say that if you're picking somebody up, I probably wouldn't show up like 10 or 15 minutes early because chances are your date's not gonna be ready to go quite yet. So if you're picking somebody up or meeting somewhere at, say, 5 o'clock, be as close to 5 o'clock as possible, because not only does this show that you respect your date's time, but it also gives you a chance to take a breath and mentally prepare for your date. Because if you're running like 15 minutes late, I'm sure you're probably stressed out about it and you're gonna show up really flustered and your date is gonna be sitting there left wondering, am I even important? All right, I've got a lot more coming up for you, but I wanna take just a few seconds and introduce you to today's video sponsor, Drift. And I've said this before, but seriously, one of the coolest things about having a YouTube channel like this is being introduced to these incredible companies that are doing amazing things and then introducing these companies to you. Drift makes scented products for your car and for your home. But this isn't your standard air freshener, right? All the materials they use are sustainable, and their scents are made with natural, premium, essential, and fragrance oils, and there's no harmful chemicals, no parabens, no phthalates, no DEA or mineral oil. Basically, all of the good and none of the bad. They're also designed to blend in and work seamlessly in really any space and complement the interior of your home or even your car. All right, so real talk. When I was first approached about this one, I was kind of on the fence. But when this thing showed up and I put it in my car, I was pretty much hooked. And I've had it in my car for like a little over 2 weeks now, and everybody who gets in my car compliments me on it. So I thought it was gonna be really overpowering, so the day I got this, I put it in my car in the garage and came back like 4 hours later thinking that my car was gonna be this huge fragrance bomb, but it wasn't. It was just right and absolutely perfect. I don't even know how else to explain it, but it was amazing. And what's cool about this is you can get it as a subscription. So first you'll receive the starter kit that gets you the clip and the scent, and then you can get these monthly refills like every 30 days or whatever delivery frequency you like. You can get something brand new for your nose every single month. The subscription is super flexible, so you can change your scent choice, your delivery frequency, and of course you can cancel anytime. These come in wood, metal, and stone, and they even have candles, reeds, and some home spray. And I say this with all sincerity, this smells absolutely amazing, and it would make a great impression on anybody who gets in your car. So look, I know I'm hitting this one pretty hard, but like I said, with all sincerity, this is amazing. If you want to go check it out, there's going to be a special link with an amazing discount code down below in the description that's going to get you 55% off your first month. And with that kind of a discount, I think it's absolutely worth checking out. Thank you, Drift, for supporting my channel and sponsoring today's video. All right, so if this is your first date with someone, when you first meet up with them, be sure to give them a warm and genuine smile and a light hug. The smile helps to put them at ease, and the hug helps to break the touch barrier early. It's also a good idea to have a few compliments ready to go, but be genuine and don't hesitate to say something nice. And look, the same rules apply even if you're married. She wants to know that she's desirable, and she wants to know that you notice her. And one way to do that is to introduce touch during your date. And again, if you're married, you can get away with this one a lot easier, but if possible, sit next to her, not across, and gently rub her back every so often. And if you're sitting at a table, place your hand on her thigh just above her knee and give it a little squeeze every so often. An extra bonus points if you do this in public where other people can see, because she wants other women in the room to know that you're taken and you belong to her. Otherwise, you might be sitting with your sister. I'm telling you, that kind of security and reassurance from you goes a very long way. Okay, this next one should go without saying because after all, this is primarily a style channel. But please, put some effort into your appearance. It shows that you care about the date and it shows that you want to make a good first impression. Now, of course, what you're gonna wear depends on the occasion, but generally it's always better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed. She will absolutely 100% appreciate how nice you look and that you made an effort. All right, now in terms of conversation, it's a good idea to come prepared with a few topics that you can talk about. And it could be something that maybe the two of you have in common, or maybe something interesting that you heard about or read about recently. It's also a good idea to ask open-ended questions and actively listen to your date's responses. This helps keep the conversation flowing and it shows that you're genuinely interested in getting to know this person. And if something goes wrong, man, don't sweat it. Just remember, a new date is just a two-way street, and sometimes things just don't work out for various reasons, regardless of how well you did on the date. Just keep being yourself and treat the date like an opportunity to make a new friend at that point. However, here's an idea that can increase your chances of having an amazing date. Do not do a dinner date as your first date. That's just placing way too much pressure on that one singular dinner. Because look, let's face it, if the two of you just aren't jiving after the first 20 minutes, the next hour is gonna be pretty rough on the both of you, especially if she's batshit crazy. Do this instead. Have a plan for at least 2 locations. Let me explain. Try to think about your date in stages. So basically make the first stage a meeting somewhere that's kind of neutral and risk-free. So maybe the two of you guys meet for maybe a drink and some small bites somewhere. And if you know after a certain amount of time that you're just not connecting with this person, you can just kind of end it right there without committing the entire evening to a really expensive restaurant. However, if things go well, you can have a plan for the next place. Like, hey, I've got an idea. There's a really cool billiards place and this brand new axe throwing place right down the street. I've never thrown axes before, but I think we should go check it out because I think I might be able to kick your ass at it. Having a plan also lets her see that you're the one who's confident and you're the one taking the lead of where to go next, and not sitting there like a buffoon asking like, I don't know, what do you want to go do now? Because look, man, I can guarantee you that is not what she wants to hear from you. I mean, let's face it, making a great impression is critical because it sets the tone for the entire interaction and relationship. And it can also influence how the other person interacts back with you. Because if they like you from the get-go, they're way more likely to be friendly, open, and willing to engage with you. And the beautiful thing is, you have control. You have control over the impression that you make on other people. And one more thing, if you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy this one right here on the screen. And if you made it this far, you are one of the true legends. Thank you once again to Drift for sponsoring today's video, and thank you very much for watching. And with that, my friends, as always, live well, and I'll see you in the next one.